By 1982, more than 4,000 fighter pilots were trained here. In that same year, the center switched to the Czech-made L-29 trainers. After mastering the new aircraft, some pilots on their own initiative tried to organize an aerobatics group. The first attempts to form an aerobatics group of 3 L-29s were made in the 1980s. A new stadium was to be opened up in Vyazma, and the leader of our aviation center, Farid Akhchurin, decided to mark the opening ceremony in a special way. He selected Nikolai Pogrebnyak and myself as the lead pilots. We were to perform a loop-the-loop over the stadium. Before taking off, we rehearsed it once more and then flew off to the presentation. We accomplished our mission, and I must say the public was delighted. But at that time, the top command did not support that initiative, and that good beginning was branded dangerous flying by daredevils. All that was needed from them was to train the cadets. Five years later, in 1987, the Vyazemsky Center was ordered to train an aerobatics group of 9 aircraft to participate in the coming traditional air parade at Tushino. The leader of the center, Farid Akhchurin, selects the most experienced pilots and personally leads that team. In record short time, the pilots had to master the technique of synchronous piloting, the peculiarities of group flying at minimal intervals, and work out a demonstration program for a group of 9 planes. Those were the first steps towards forming an aerobatics group. For the pilots, the successful fulfillment of that responsible assignment, it was first of all a matter of honor and professional dignity. Aerobatics groups already existed abroad at that time and performed successfully in many countries, but unfortunately our pilots saw them only on TV screens. In order to create our own aerobatics group, we had to start from scratch. The first training flights began, but then we came across quite a serious problem.
И когда начали четверками пробовать, оказалось, что не идет самолет. Ну, не идет. Стабилизатор высоко стоит. Значит, четвертый, значит, вот так, если строй стоит так, так, так.
When we began training in 4s, it turned out that the L-29 was not quite suitable for such flights because of certain designing peculiarities, in particular, the high position of the stabilizer. The jet downwash from the front plane hits the stabilizer, and for a short period, the plane becomes uncontrollable. We tried out different variants, even flying above the group. But in this case, the pilot did not see the planes he was leading under him. And this is quite dangerous, even in horizontal flying. Only 3 months remained before the performance at Tushino, and the group of even 4 planes was not yet ready. That was already, I think, in April 1987, when we were unexpectedly sent for retraining on the L-39 craft.
Зачем Харьков? Для чего? Будем переучиться на Л-39.
The center received 10 L-39 Albatross craft. After mastering the new planes in a short time, the pilots continued to train intensively. The number of aircraft in the group increased with every flight, and the distance between the planes diminished substantially. And in a month's time, a group of 9 planes takes off for the first time. And although there were no complicated vertical maneuvers in the assignment, that flight was actually the birthday of the RUSS Aerobatics group. August 1987, the air parade at Tushino. Hundreds of thousands of spectators were thrilled by a spectacular 4-hour air show. It was a demonstration of the country's best aircraft and top-notch skills of the pilots. A government delegation, guests of honor, and representatives of foreign countries were on hand. Central Television presented the show live. The 9 L-39 craft appear in the sky. That was the aerobatics group of the Vyazemsky Air Club. That was how the RUSS Aerobatics group was called then. That was its first public performance and first serious test in the team's biography. After the show in Tushino, it could be said with confidence that we had a new aerobatics group.